Hi people. I know it's been a minute since I dropped another video or actually decided to record another one. My bad. I've been busy and I've also just been lazy. I really just didn't want to get up from my bed. But um I watched a video that's been on my mind again. This is usually how I'm gonna be doing it. It's something I see or something that interests me, and I'm just gonna do either do a lot of more research or just yap about it because I already have a lot to say about it. But I saw a video, it was an interview of Arthur Kitt. Um, and the interviewer was talking to her about love, relationships, and compromise. There's something a friend of mine really that said on her Substack, which is so funny because I love the title of the Substack. It's literally "Love is in the air, but I'm holding my breath." And that is such a relatable statement. Would also link that at that Substack her and the video because I'm using both of them for this to speak about it. I'm just referencing from both, but on the video with Arthur Kidd, the interview is speaking to her about love, and he's like asking questions. He's asking a lot of questions that I personally think don't make any sense, but or not that they don't make any sense, but rather it's just like, why are we asking those questions? Like you're just yapping, and not even a good type of yap in this type of way. But the one of the funniest things in the entire video was when he asked her about compromise. Like, would you ever compromise anything in your life for a man? And she literally laughs out loud and she's like, first of all, that's stupid. To compromise anything in your life for somebody else is genuinely stupid. But it is also, I don't think it's entirely innately stupid. It's just in the fact that if you're compromising such big aspects of your life to be with somebody, then it shouldn't be like that. It just doesn't have to be like that. And that's why I agree with what she's saying, because she was like, why would you compromise anything about your life, especially if you love the way your life is without somebody being in it? Then why are you trying to compromise the life that you love just so somebody else can be with you? And one thing that she said that really stuck with me was like, I love myself. And I want someone to share that love with. I want someone to share me with myself. And that is so true. I feel like there's no person on this planet that can love you better than yourself. And that's the truth. You know, I've had people ask me, even family members think that I'm not interested in getting into a relationship. And I'm like, it's not that I'm not interested. It's that, first of all, I'm just not finding what I'm specifically looking for. You know, I I'm the type of person that like I hold the one thing I hold dear to me that like is a deal breaker is my peace of mind. I can't sacrifice my peace of mind just because I want to be with somebody. I want to be able to have peace of mind, and that definition of peace of mind really depends on who you are. I can't give you a definition based on my preferences because it might not be the same as you. It's like you need to sit down and think to yourself, what are the things that really give me peace of mind and what are the things that don't give me peace of mind? Like I tell all my friends, everybody who knows me is that like once my peace of mind is being affected in any kind of way, I'm out. Because if I don't have to be there, I'm not gonna be there. And as I said, I'm the types of connections I'm looking for is like I'm not finding out here. Like I'm last summer, I don't know what it's called. Don't ask me about that, but I still don't know what it is. But apparently last summer people were like sharks. They were like, oh, it's shark season. They're gonna swim. I'm like, guys, what the hell is that? I I what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say I'm getting old, but I am. I am getting older. That's the right word to use. I am getting older. I'm 22 this year. So it's like I'm getting older. And there's just a lot of things that I want to focus on in my life. I need somebody in my life who is also as ambitious as me and understands the ambition that I have and the drive that I have that pushes me forward. You understand? But it's also, I need it's more of a connection on a deeper spiritual level, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I need you. My favorite thing to say, everybody laughs when I say it, but it's like, I need you to tickle my soul in a nice way. Like, I'm speaking to you, but I need you to, once again, I need you to tickle my soul in a nice way. I will need conversations that are meaningful to me. I like to believe I'm a sapiosexual. I am attracted to intelligent. I like talking to intelligent people. I like talking to people who aren't just like stuck in their little field of whatever it is they are doing, but they're expanding their knowledge in different areas, and they just have such good critical thinking skills that is so amazing, because the conversation keeps flowing and then you get opinions and perspectives from other people. See, that's the type of thing I need. That's the type of thing I want, from a relationship. But then it's like, again, when I tell other people this, people are like, oh, if you meet the person or you're dating someone and they're like, oh, this happens, I'm like, I'm just gonna break up with you, because I'm not going to force myself to stay somewhere I am not necessarily comfortable, on the context that I will get comfortable down the line. Do you understand? And I understand relationships have their, rock and tumble, but then I feel like I've been in like two relationships. Not many, but I've been in two different types of relationships. And I feel like things can be spoken about. I feel like communication is such a big thing to play in, once again, in relationships. Like, you need to be able to communicate every single thing. It's like, why, I just, and like, as I said, I've spoken to my friends about all of this before. I've had conversations with several people, even my mom before. It's like, I'm not actively not looking, but what I'm looking for is not what I'm seeing. And some people, I also have the not knowledge, but I also know the fact that sometimes I have a tendency to pull back when I see certain, what's the word again? Certain things repeating itself with the people I'm talking to, or they say something that just puts me off in a different type of way. I am not one to like stick around and be like, oh, let's see. Like, if you, one word or just one action that genuinely puts me off in the wrong, like, and puts me off in the wrong type of way, I'm done. Yeah, we would be friends, but like, I'm probably never gonna pursue anything more than that, just because, again, I'm not trying to be in a relationship with the context, especially when I'm uncomfortable or doing, not uncomfortable, there's just certain things that don't sit right with me. And I'm not trying to be, waiting for with the pretext that all these things will, end down the line. And see, I speak like this, and people hear me speak, and everybody thinks that, oh, I'm against love. I think love is such a beautiful thing. I think the idea, and not even just being the idea, but being in love with somebody is genuinely a beautiful thing. I'm one to say that to be loved is to be known. The idea that somebody who takes the time and the effort to know you in order to love you is such a beautiful thing. The act of being in love with somebody else, somebody who understands you on such a deeper and spiritual level, like they understand the way your soul works, is such a beautiful thing. And I feel like nowadays, I won't say nowadays, but like, um, a few years ago, because nowadays all the women I know don't give a fuck. All these men ain't shit, so they really shouldn't be stressing themselves about anything until these guys come correct. They should be the independent single bodies that they are. But then it gets lonely, it gets lonely. Sometimes all my friends who I usually talk to, are all in relationships, and there's just gonna be that time when they have to go talk to their significant others. So it's like I'm spending most of my time by myself in some cases. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think being comfortable in your own presence is such a good thing, especially like, just being comfortable being alone. Not lonely, but being alone. And I think the reason why I'm not necessarily pursuing romantic relationships is because I've opened my eyes in some sense of like love is not just romantic. It's platonic love. I love all my friends. I love my friends who are relationships. I see the love that is blooming and blossoming in their relationships, and it makes me happy. I in some way I'm living vicariously through them, but it's also like I see the love and I'm like, I know there's love out there. So it's not like I don't believe in love. I just have things I'm specifically looking for in a relationship. And if I'm not seeing those things, I'm not gonna be there. And it's like, that's why I feel like before people get together is such an important thing that you have like a very, very lengthy conversations about like do's, don'ts, makeup, excuse me, make or breaks, all these little things. But it's such it's such an important thing. But again, as I said, this platonic love, this familiar love, the family, like the love I have for my family is big and bountiful. These are the things that are carrying me in through my life. So it's like I'm not necessarily worried that that I'm not with somebody. And that's really just it. And like the video with Arthur K really just made me like I was talking about it so much and I was thinking about it a lot, and I was like, that it genuinely makes so much sense. And like her view on it is like, I am in love with myself. I love myself. And I want somebody to share me with me. Do you understand? It's like I will not sacrifice or reduce my own happiness because I want to be in love with somebody. I'm fine being single for the rest of my life. I think that's really not a problem. It's like I've seen love, b- you know, I've lived my life seeing love blossom and I've seen shitty love. I've seen both sides of the spectrum. So it's like I can genuinely say it's like I'm fine where I'm at. If I find that special person who is gonna make my day and truly understand every little thing about me, and I can comfortably just be me in the same way that I am being me with my friends, then yeah. But until then, I'm just gonna be chilling, talking to this camera, and I should get on the artist's way. But I've also been packing, as you can see, because no, well, this suitcase was here the last time. But I'm moving, not moving, I'm traveling. So anyway, that's me and my little views on love. I think it's a union of two between two people whose souls are connecting. And yeah, it's a beautiful and amazing thing to experience in life, but it's not worth it at the sacrifice of your own happiness or anything in your own life. And that's just my take for today. Well, if you enjoyed this Yab session, be sure to leave a like. If you aren't subscribed and this is your first time and you enjoyed me yapping, well, stick around. Sorry, my iPad is gonna die. Thankfully, I'm done recording this video. Anyway, I will link both the Substack to my friends and the Instagram video that I watched so you can watch the full interview. Not full interview, but part of the interview. I want to go watch the full interview. I'm gonna look for that. And then read my friend's Substack. It's really good. And she has a lot to say. And I really do like the takes that